about you take this one?
Really?
Yeah, really. I'll follow your lead. Attaboy, Nathan.
Okay.
Whoa!
Okay.
All right. After you.
You know,
Head down.
So far his brother seems like a pretty decent guy. A little rebellious, but that's it.
Just like that. We're out.
All right.
Check it out. Huh?
Whoa, you got the 250?
250? What are you talking about? No, this is the 500cc twin.
No way. Where'd you lift it from?
Whoa. That's a low blow. But hey, I'll have you know that I am a changed man. Bought this with hard-earned cash. Yeah, come on, take a seat. What?
The only time you pull a stunt like this is when you're trying to make up for something.
You are too smart for your own good, you know that? Alright. I got this job. Pays well. Really well. But, gotta leave town for a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Like, a year. At the most, and then I'll be back before you even know it, alright?
You're bailing on me.
Hey, come on, don't be so dramatic.
What, so it wasn't bad enough to leave me in that place? How could you do this to me, Sam?
Wait, I'm doing this for you. The money I make is for the both of us. And then in a couple of years, when you're out...
Years? Take me with you.
I can barely support myself.
I'll pitch in.
I know you think the orphanage sucks.
You have no idea.
Yeah, but it's the best thing for you right now. Alright? Just gotta trust me on that one.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Nothing about our lives has been fair. We've made it work. Right?
Sure.
Well, you know, the bike wasn't the only surprise. And I guess I'm gonna have to ruin the next one.
What?
I found Mom's stuff. Everything that Dad sold, I tracked down the buyer.
If you're saying this just to make me feel better,
I swear to God.
where?
On the other side of town. What do you say we go and get it back?
You mean steal it?
It's not stealing if it was ours to begin with.
I'm pretty sure the cops aren't gonna see it that way.
Well, then let's not get caught. You ready for this?
Hell yeah.
Esto va a estar más fácil de lo que esperaba, ¿eh?
You're gonna have to do better than that, pal.
Acabemos con esto.
Let's go.
Chingada, este gringo sabe pelear, ¿eh? ¿Dónde está esto? A ver cómo te sales de esta. ¿Qué tal esto? Asshole, let go of me. ¡Agárrenmelo! Right back at you. Lucha como un hombre.
All right. Go ahead, sport.
Toma esto, pendejo.
I got you now.
Sí, Gustavo. Esto es por meterte con nosotros. ¡Puedes hacerlo! Ahora sí, pendejo. Te vas a arrepentir. ¡Dale!
Come on.
Shit. Te voy a matar, come mierda. cerrar la bocota, gringo. ¡Dale una paliza! ¡Ya basta!
My turn.
¡Ya basta, idiota! ¡Suéltenme!
Hey, we weren't fighting. Huh? Right, little guy?
Voy a matar, gringo, come mierda.
Hey, give me a call when you're tall enough to ride the rides.
Te voy a sacar tiras por el culo.
¡Solitaria! ¡Cállalo!
Te voy a estar esperando aquí, ¿eh?
That guy looks like a second-rate Bane ripoff, without the venom. Or like El Diablo from the Suicide Squad.
¡Abre!
Come on. How long am I supposed to be in here? Huh? Where's the toilet?
You looking at it? Have fun.
I will. Gracias.
So that explains how Nate ended up alone, I guess.
Get up.
I was having a great dream, too. Hey. All right, easy. All right, cálmate.
Es por tu culpa, pendejo.
Chapter 2, Inferno
Any chance I
Place.
can take a shower?
Cállate.
Morning, boys. Or is it the evening? It's hard to tell down here.
Oye, idiota. Get up the stairs. Viene saliendo un prisionero. Abran la reja.
Hey, nice to see you. Right. Humid.
Welcome to Panama.
Hey, gringo. ¿Y lo que hiciste a Gustavo?
Tengo un cuchillo que tiene tu nombre, amigo. Te lo
Hey,
mostraré
Vargas.
cuando regrese.
Déjanoslo a nosotros. Nos encargamos
Atrás.
de él.
Muévanse. Quítense, cabrones.
Ey, tranquilízate.
Looks like you have some fans.
Yeah, my adoring public.
Go. Abre la reja.
¿A dónde lo llevas?
Es una sorpresa.
Diviértete.
You speak a little Spanish, you know. Wait, what did you say?
You'll find out soon enough.
¿Lo escuchaste?
¿Qué estás mirando?
Nada, amigo. Nothing.
Atrás. De este me encargo yo.
Bien.
Taking me anyway.
You'll see. After you.
It's funny, if you understand Spanish,
Yeah, this isn't sketchy
that
at
guy
all.
was throwing all sorts of threats at Drake
Hey, you know,
earlier.
this doesn't look like the warden's office.
Go, lad.
Instead, he just sounds like a pansy trying to sound tough.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Through there.
Through here?
Here we are.
Hey, take these cuffs off or what?
I want in.
In?
Whatever you hope to find up there, I want in.
Come on, Marcus. The deal was just to get us in and out of here. That's it.
Just? I'm sticking my neck out for you gringos.
Yeah, and Rafe is paying you a lot of money for your trouble.
See? Not nearly enough.
You were told not to open that.
Yes. I was also told not to take bribes, not to bring anyone here, and not to beat on my inmates. But here we are.
Just be careful with that. It's 300 years old.
I was a member of Captain Henry Avery's crew. You know who that is?
He was a pirate.
The pirate who pulled off the biggest heist in history and got away with it. I looked him up.
That's great.
Over
Can we-
$400 million worth of gold and jewels, all from one single ship. The Gunsway.
I'm familiar with the story. Can you get to the point?
I occupied the highest cell in the Spaniards' prison. Here. I hope someday you will find your way into this infernal place, bear my cross, and discover the riches of paradise.
What? What do you want?
The riches of paradise.
It's a metaphor.
No. You and your friends did not pay to get into this infernal place in search of a metaphor. I want in.
Tell you what, let me go up there, check out the prison cell. If there's still anything there after 300 years, we can take this up with Rafe. Come on. Letter. Por favor.
How you gonna get up there anyways?
Climb. Oh, unless, of course, you want to do it since you want in and all.
Just don't break your neck.
That's the plan. Hey, did you bring what I asked?
Yeah. Eat it just over there, under the work table, by the crates.
Great, thanks.
So this looks a lot like Uncharted 1's terrain, except a lot more high def.
Alright, let's do that again. There we go, piece of cake.
So it's funny, they're talking about this pirate guy who had $400 million on one ship. They were showing Expedition Unknown the other day. It's amazing how many people are still looking for pirate treasure after all these years. Especially Henry Morgan's.
Bingo. Now we're in business.
The other major one is Blackbeard. You know, I've never been into the whole pirate mythology, all the stories that people find fascinating, but the stories about their treasure
should do the trick.
are actually pretty decent. And even though he never finds anything, it's kind of fun to see people like Josh Drake still go in search of all that stuff.
There's the prison cell. How do I get up there?
Yeah, this is suicidal. I don't think even Batman would attempt this without a grappling hook.
Here we go.
Hey, nice seagulls. It's interesting though, because on Expedition Unknown they were saying everyone's always talking about Blackbeard's gold and jewels and all the treasure he supposedly had, but some of his historians actually believe his treasure was slaves, that it wasn't jewels or money at all, that Blackbeard was basically part of the slave trade. So that's a pretty fascinating.
Looks like I can slide down there. Look on that post. Probably.
Yeah, how are we gonna do this? I guess he has to jump and then deploy the rope. But yeah, it's also interesting to learn about all those pirates because they pretty much
Wait till Sam hears about this.
you hear all the story, you hear all the details that they usually don't tell, like the fact that a lot of these guys were real scumbags.
Onward and upward.
You know, people are always saying who's cooler, pirates or ninjas. But the truth is that based on what you've heard, I mean, based on what we hear about what pirates are really like, you really didn't want to be a pirate. This reminds me of when I first played the Tomb Raider remake and I saw all those environments in high def graphics, or maybe not high def, but at least remastered graphics. And it was pretty amazing then to see how far they'd come, how much they'd remastered all the sceneries and all the different locations, but this pretty much blows it away. Like, I don't think even Tomb Raider Underworld looked anywhere near as good as this. Well, I can figure out where I'm supposed to go. Set up. Cause you have to reach the tower, obviously, but how do you do it? Oh, there it is.
Now, gotta find the highest cell. Burns had a nice view before he was executed.
Yeah, that seems impossible. I wonder if Josh Gates would go through all this trouble for some treasure.
Hard to believe there were dozens of pirates holed up in here just waiting to be hanged.
Yeah, they deserve it, Nate.
Okay, where to?
Let's look around for a bit, see if there's any treasures. Usually would have found one by now. Oh, wait a second.
Gotta find a way up.
Forget the way up, I want to see what's around first.
I can barely believe this place is still standing. Spanish sure knew how to build a sturdy prison. Wonder how many pirates died here.
But yeah, Josh goes through a lot of crazy things. He does a lot of crazy things on those expeditions. And I think even he would draw the line here.
Yeesh. I thought the modern prison was bad.
September 18, 1696. I hanged the first of Captain Avery's crew this afternoon in full view of their cohorts. A gratuitous act perhaps, but one that stokes fear in the heart for what follows, a visit to the remaining men in the tower. The sorry pirates threw themselves at my feet begging for mercy. One day I hope to hear such pleas from their elusive captain. Hey, they spelled pirates with a Y. I didn't even know that. September 20. As I hanged the rest of the pirates this morning, one soul was born out to offer a bribe as the hood was placed round his head. More vague promises of vast treasure. I asked him where this hoard could be found and then dropped him, and he answered, I have no patience with pirate falsehoods. Sounds like what they did to Henry Plummer, that infamous sheriff. He promised them gold, told them that he could find it. They said no, and they hanged him anyway. Oh, here's our first treasure. First treasure and first trophy. Let's see what we got. Navajo folding knife. It's a pretty cool knife. Anything else here? Nah. Although the ironic thing about Plummer is that according to Expedition Unknown, he might have been the innocent one, and they were hanging him to steal his part in the mine, basically. So he wasn't a criminal at all. He was framed. Sucks for him. And what sucks is now people don't even know it. Most people think he was a criminal. They don't realize he was most likely set up by his own supposed friend, in fact.
Not gonna lie. This is pretty awesome. Oh man, Sam is missing out.
Same thing happened to another famous pirate. I forget what the guy's name is, but he's one of those really famous ones. He attacked a boat and he didn't realize it was
Here we go.
part of his own country,
Where's his cell?
part of the British corporation.
More like a suite. Okay. Where to begin? All these squiggles and scratches must mean something.
And yeah, he was a privateer, which is different from a pirate. And apparently the letter that could have saved him disappeared conveniently right before his trial.
Sun and moon. Alchemy symbols for gold and silver. Wait a sec. I saw something like this on the letter. Huh. Well, that's part of the symbol.
My dearest son Richard, Spanish devils have me in chains in the viceroyalty of Panama. I stand accused of being party to piracy. The trial is a mere formality. I shall imminently perish by hanging. I confess to you now, I was a member of Captain Henry Avery's crew. With my fellow crew members, I took part in the plunder of the Hindu Gunsway. We committed many atrocities in the eyes of God, and now I must pay for my sins. I now occupy the highest cell in the Spaniards' prison, looking out at the ocean, longing for another peaceful moment with you and your mother. Though my regrets are many, know that I am at peace with my fate. I hope someday you will find your way to this infernal place, bear my cross, and discover your riches of paradise. Your loving father, Joseph Burns. And there's a symbol on it too. Looks like an arrow, almost like two mountains.
Ah, here's the other half. Now then.
I think we're gonna save after we figure this out, because this intro took a lot longer than I expected.
That's more like it. Okay, got a zodiac symbol. Sagittarius. And the Scorpio sign.
Sagittarius and a Scorpius. Or Scorpio, whatever. It says Scorpius, I think that's the guy from Farscape. Okay, so I think it's this one. But what do you actually do with it? Yeah, I completely suck at these types of puzzles. I sucked at them in Tomb Raider and I sucked at them in Uncharted. So this might take a while to figure out. And 11. Now we just gotta find those. Not here. So I see a 12. I think here's a 10.
Roman numeral 10. Nothing. What did that letter say again? The Scorpio sign. And a Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 2. No? Now, where's that Sagittarius symbol? Sagittarius. Roman numeral 10.
Okay, so I pressed the 10 already, nothing happened. I guess you have to press all of them.
Roman numeral 2. Ah, nope. I missed something on the letter.
So I'm guessing it's probably 12. Let's just see what happens.
10 and 2. X and II. Look at that. Digna, factis recipimus. Guess this is it. Time to head back.
It says something about these games that I half expected someone to already be there with a gun pointed at him right behind him.
Come on. Better watch that first step.
I'm guessing this was before he was working often with Sully, because we haven't heard him mention him once. That looks like a bottomless pit. Guess he's gonna have to jump it. Oh no, it's actually a floor. Oh, there we go.
Down we go. Huh. Now what? Whoa! Careful. Alright, one more time. Yeah, let's see Rafe do that. There goes my shoulder. There's Vargas. I want a cut. I want in. I'll give you in. Oh, crap. No, 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 no. Whoa! Made it.
Gotta say, I'm digging the new rope that Nathan actually has with him now. It's better than just relying on random ropes hanging around. Wow, that is an awesome view. Look at that. Like I said, I'm usually not very into graphics. Like, they're important obviously, but they're not super critical. I mean, Resident Evil 5 is the most obvious example where they spent so much time on the graphics they forgot to improve the actual game. But yeah, this actually looks pretty gorgeous. Alright, let's get back to that asshole who's probably gonna ambush Dragon somehow. That's usually the way these games go, right? Nate or Sully have a deal with someone, that person turns on them. So yeah, I think this guy's gonna be no different. He's gonna turn on Nate somehow in a few moments.
Now we're talking.
Hey, what's in here? Oh, there he is.
We made it. What'd you find? Greg? What?
This place was picked clean. If there's a clue hidden up there somewhere, I couldn't find it.
Are you sure? Were you looking in the right place?
Maybe I missed something in the letter. There could have been another tower that collapsed centuries ago.
Yeah.
There any plans to this place? You know, like blueprints?
Could be. There's a bunch of old files.
Okay, great. Go look through those, okay? See what you can dig up. Meanwhile, I'll talk to Sam. He's our Avery expert. Maybe he can make sense of this whole mess.
Right. I'll look through the files.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Oh, so Nate actually pulled one over on him.
When you're done talking to him, come and find me.
You got it.
Gringo, if I catch you fighting one more time, 1 week in the hole for you.
Nice actor, Vargas. Almost as good as mine.
Pero decir, ¿eh? Suerte de principiante, ¿verdad?
Hijo de puta.
Lo siento, chicos. Tengo que irme.
Claro, te vas cuando estás ganando.
Para ti, ¿eh?
Jesus, they worked you over.
Good, you all right?
Just another day at the office. Come on.
Hey, whoa. You're not gonna keep me in suspense, are you?
You were right.
No, we were right. I just gotta find Rafe.
Rafe.
Don't start, please.
Come on. Like you said, we did this. You and me. Now this rich asshole comes in on the tail end.
How long have we been trying to get in here?
We had some leads.
No, we didn't. Okay? Not one. So like it or not, no Rafe, no Vargas, and no getting in here.
Speaking of Vargas, we got a problem.
What kind of problem? Did he let you into the old prison?
Yeah, he did. After he read the letter.
So how much does he know?
Enough that he wants a cut.
Oh, shit. Rafe, if anybody else finds out about this...
I'll work it out with Vargas. Don't sweat it. Right now, let's get on to more important matters.
All right. Let's find somewhere a little more private.
All right, coast is clear.
Okay, so what do we got?
Oh, shit. Huh? Hey,
May I?
Just be careful, okay?
Wood with gold and silver inlay. It's well made. It's hollow. Why would one of Avery's men go through the trouble of hiding a cheap crucifix?
It's not a crucifix. Technically, a crucifix is a representation of Jesus. It's not Jesus.
You're right, there's no crown of thorns. He's tied to the cross. So if it's not Jesus, then...
Read the inscription.
Digna factus recipimus. We
we receive the due rewards of our deeds.
Look at you.
That's the benefit of growing up in a Catholic orphanage. That's St. Dismas.
Yeah. Penitent thief. What's the connection?
Guys, let's just pretend I skipped all of Sunday school.
Okay, during the crucifixion, Jesus is placed between two thieves, okay? One of them mocked Jesus. The other one, this guy, was penitent. Okay? He accepted his punishment with grace.
And Jesus brought him to paradise.
Penitent thief.
Yeah. What? You figured it out?
There is a cathedral of St. Dismas in Scotland.
Wait, the last sighting of Avery was in Scotland.
That can't be a coincidence.
You know, I have my doubts about you, too. Let's find Vargas. Get the hell out of the shithole. Let me guess, this is the guy you picked a fight with?
Didn't know he had so many friends.
Te dije que no hayamos terminado.
Mira, nos ganaste, ¿ok?
Muy tarde para hablar. Aquí no sales.
You know what?
Tú no te metas.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna rumble.
I didn't hear you, Peter.
Guys, save it for later. Get that thing! That's how we do it. We're not done here, guys.
Make this quick so we can get out of here.
Yeah, you ain't shit. Come on. Ouch.
Bam! Some help here, kid! Good work. That worked. Hey, get off! Ay, espera.
Ya basta de hablar.
Alguien más necesita que le recuerde las reglas. ¡Alíñense!
¿Qué es esto? ¿Eh?
Dame. Are you bringing in contraband?
Vargas.
¡Cállate! Who do you think you are? Llévalo a su celda. Trae los gringos a mi oficina. Déjanos. Déjennos.
Took you long enough. We almost got killed, you know?
Still might.
Vargas. Seriously?
Oh, I didn't find anything. It must be in a different tower. Well?
What can I say? I was raised Catholic. I always carry one.
Hey, look. It's worthless, all right?
You think I'm an idiot?
Okay, you want to renegotiate, fine. Stop acting like a third world thug. Put the gun away. Thank you. We're willing to give you 10%.
Think half.
We're doing most of the work, 20. And you'd never find it without us.
25. Equals.
25. Does that sound fair, guys?
Suppose I can live with that.
Yeah, sure. Maybe 400 million divides nicely by 4.
Looks like we have a deal.
Yes, we have a deal. And if you ever cross me again...
Damn.
Jesus.
That's that.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
You want to find out?
Guys, what are we doing here?
We're sticking to the plan.
Was this part of the plan?
Just follow me.
Come on. Come on! God damn it.
Rafe, where are we going here?
The lighthouse. Vargas said the boat is right under the lighthouse.
So which way?
I don't know. Get outside and figure it out.
Okay, so now I'm starting to see what they were saying about his brother. If that's the type of people he's involved with, if he's caught up with them. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought Vargas was actually gonna kill one of them. Obviously that other guy who we don't even know who he is, I thought he was dead for that moment. So I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna save. It's already been over 46 minutes for the second video. I try not to record longer videos because a lot of people on YouTube don't like them, and I don't like them too when they carry on and on. I prefer shorter videos, like 20 minutes or so, but that segment took a lot of time. Like, that was really long. I didn't expect him to go on for that long. Total time spent playing, so we're in 1 hour and 8 minutes so far, 37 seconds. I don't know what to think so far. Like, the game is beautiful, graphically it's gorgeous, probably one of the best I've seen on this system, next to Resident Evil 7. Certainly better than The Evil Within, which I was playing last night, and yeah, like, looks okay, but it's nothing like this. But story wise, where this is going, and I gotta admit I'm not really drawn into it. Like, the others all had a hook that immediately got you into the story. You know, Uncharted 1 had the El Dorado statue. Uncharted 2 was obviously Shangri-La. Then Uncharted 3 had that holy city. This so far seems to be a search for basically money and jewels, which isn't the most interesting of things. I assume it's leading up to somewhere, probably someplace terrible, and possibly supernatural, depending on the others games in the series. Like, Uncharted kind of cheats its fans because it tries to do like supernatural type stuff without actually being supernatural, which is something I'll cover in the next video. But yeah, so far I have no idea where this is going besides just an obvious huge ass load of treasures. So thank you for watching. We're gonna pick up next time. We did okay progress, I suppose. We got one treasure and we're kinda into the story now. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually holds up against Uncharted 2, which I think so far is the high point of this series. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.